I thought so. Sister Amelie, shh, it's all right. How did you get down here, Father Thomas? Tassing is an old place. It's buried many ancient roads and tunnels over the centuries. People walk above the hidden ways every day without even knowing it. Though in truth it was Sister Amelie who rediscovered them first, and found this place. The bench of this room. This is the foundation of the church. Called it. Called it. Father Thomas, did you? In other circumstances, I would be overjoyed to see you, Andreas. In truth, I am still happy you are alive, thank God. But I think the occasion of this reunion leaves little to rejoice about. You and Sister Amelie were behind all of the murders? No, she had no part in this. But the notes, she wrote them. Oh, she did, but she did not understand their purpose. I guided her, told her what to write. To what end? What was the point of all of this? Look around you. What do you see? Cool history. Paintings of Roman gods. Mars, Diana. Look closer. Looks like the statue of St. Moritz from the meadow. And this image of St. Sasha from her shrine. I don't understand. It's St. Moritz and St. Sasha, and Mars and Diana. That sounds almost heretical, Father Thomas. And you have almost come to the heart of the problem. When the Romans left Tassing, their buildings, their temples, their statues remained. Christians settled here centuries later. They found time-worn fragments of that imperial grasp. This statue of Mars, Pater, that once watched over the Roman field stood there still, headless, nameless. The settlers believed it was St. Moritz, who was already a legend where they had come from. They found the shrines to Sasha, and not understanding she was an aspect of Diana, believed she was another local saint. It's not uncommon for stories to borrow and change characters from older tales. But these are not stories, Magdalene. I mean, they are. You can argue whether they're true or false, but these are saints, our saints. The settlers did not see them through pagan Roman eyes, but through Christian eyes. No one knew they were Roman gods because there was no account of what the Romans did and left here, except for Historia Tassiae. But Historia Tassiae was not known then. Perhaps it had not even been written then. Who knows how long that book had been lost for before it made its way to Father Matthias. And you killed him for it. Yes, with poison. No one suspected. You killed someone? May God forgive me, I did, yes. When Father Matthias learned that there was no evidence that St. Moritz had ever come to Tassing, that the shrine to him in the meadow was a statue of Mars the Romans had erected hundreds of years ago, that St. Sasha was the Roman goddess Diana, he resolved to deal with it. And you resolved to deal with him. Andreas, our people believe in St. Moritz. They believe in the miracles God has worked through his hand. And they believe in the legend of St. Sasha, that she helped Moritz and watches over Tassing still. Yeah, what does it matter if they were wrong, if the saints weren't here? Then what does that mean for the hand of St. Moritz? What does it mean for the people who prayed to him, to St. Sasha, and believed their prayers were answered? What does it mean for the church that has given people hope? Fixed like a false star in a dark sky. If the people have reason to doubt the validity of the saints, can they doubt the church? I mean, if you mean the Bible? No, because the saints aren't in the Bible, and if you mean the church is in the organization, maybe they should. Don't just trust people in authority. Can they doubt the gospel, the word of God? That is the next question, but that doesn't talk about the saints. Perhaps some would, but you've always told us that we have to accept Christ of our own free will. Yes, free will. Yes, of course. But preserving the legends of our saints doesn't interfere with individual volition. You're preserving a lie. I preserved a lie to illuminate greater truth. The greater truth. It's just... I did a bad thing because it would result in a good outcome. So it's like the opposite of Andreas, who tried to do the right thing, even though it ended up making things worse. God so loved the world, he gave his only son. I don't understand the argument there. You will have to explain that one. If you believe this, if you truly believe this, eternal life is yours. And saints have walked among us, and their relics work miracles, and they hear our prayers and answer them. Saints have walked among us. All Christians are called saints in the Bible. Relics work miracles. Not really. They hear like that. You veer towards idolatry, which is against the Ten Commandments, and they hear our prayers and answer them. They're dead. No. Jesus hears our prayers. God hears our prayers. And the two that protect this town were never here. They don't need to know that. There are times when God feels so far away from us in these mountains. But a peasant in Tassing can stand in a field, look over our valley and say, St. Moritz was here. God was with us, and he is with us still, and he will be with us always. That's got nothing to do with the saints. And that is the truth. Even the legend of St. Moritz is a lie. And you think that justifies all of this? In the end, no. But at each step, I thought I was right. I was wrong. I know this is hard to believe, but I was trying to save lives, to prevent death. But one murder didn't solve the problem, did it? Because one day, Baron Rothvergel rode into town with another copy of Historia Tassiae, a copy he promised to give to the abbot so Kearsau could come to terms with its past. And if Father Gernot read its contents, you would be facing the same danger you saw in Father Matthias. In retrospect, given how Father Gernot chose to run the abbey, my fears may have been unfounded. Do you think he wouldn't have cared? Whether he cared or not, I think the abbot would have been more concerned with preserving the abbey. But there was also the Baron himself. Given his provocations, he surely would have told people eventually. But then why Otto? Certainly he didn't have anything to do with Historia Tassiae. He couldn't even read. In the end, his murder provoked Peter and the others into destroying the abbey. I never thought that would happen. I underestimated Peter's anger and the peasants' frustration. Yeah, so you killed him to prevent an uprising, but it caused it instead? Someone else killed him, as someone else killed Baron Rothvergel. And it wasn't to prevent an uprising, but to stop him from showing people what he found. What he found when he was helping to dig the foundation of the Rathaus. The wall of the aqueduct? No, everyone knows about the old aqueducts. That wouldn't cause alarm. What he found was a stone head. The missing head of the statue in the meadow, the statue at the shrine of St. Moritz. How did it wind up over there? The most likely culprits are rain, floods, and time. Blacktill told me the farmers find old tools and pottery in the fields every year. Yes, and this head remained hidden for centuries. It sat in the soil until Otto found it. And he was going to show everyone that God had favoured this town with his discovery. What Otto could not know is that our shrine statue was not of St. Moritz. Because Otto could not read the words chiselled across the helmet. Marus Peter. Yeah. But the man he entrusted with this information, the town priest, could? Yes. And you told him to meet you on St. John's Eve at the Rathaus. I could not let him destroy our town's beliefs. And you had poor Sister Amelie write down what you told her were visions she couldn't remember, and deliver them in the dead of night to Guy, to Hannah, to Martin. So that one of them would murder Otto, just as someone murdered Lorenz. What about my father? I'm sorry, Magdalene. I've lived next to you my whole life. How could you? None of this was easy for me. I always thought I was doing what needed to be done. Was it because of the mural? Yes. Klaus pursued the project with the determination of a guilty man doing penance. He kept digging and digging for answers about Tassing's past, Kearsau's past. I was afraid that sooner or later he would find out about Moritz and Sasha. This place, everything. So you tried to kill him? No, I tried to scare him. First with the note, but he ignored it. I thought if I ransacked the workshop, it would scare him off. I didn't expect him to come down so quickly. It was just an accident. You almost killed him! I know. So what are you going to do now? Kill me? Kill Magdalene? No, of course not. I have neither the means nor the will to do so. But even if I can't stop you from telling people what I've done, I can stop them from finding this place. Oh dear. Is he going to fall? What are you doing? Burying the past. Even if it destroys the church above us, I'll make sure no one ever sees this place. And you'll kill Sister Amelie. Father, you're going to kill us all. You're going to kill Amelie. Then leave and take her with you. You can tell the townsfolk what you want. But if you stay here, we'll die together. Yeah, this is suicide, which I'm fairly sure was considered a sin at the time. I believe it is an act of faith. And if it is not, I'm prepared to answer for it. Are we going to run? Father! Go! Yeah, let's grab Amelie. At least. We saved someone! Are you alright? I think so, you? In truth, no, but I survived. So did she. They must have heard that at the Golden Hand. What an awful way to end a beautiful Christmas night. What are we going to tell them? What do you mean? About this? About everything? Why wouldn't we just tell them the truth? For the same reason Father Thomas hid it. Please explain your thinking. I'm just not sure it makes sense. What good will it do to tell everyone about St. Moritz and St. Sasha? Because then they will know the truth. Maybe Father Thomas was right about that, if nothing else. Maybe it would break their faith. Then they didn't have faith in God, they didn't have faith in Jesus, they had faith in St. Moritz and St. Sasha. No, I think he's wrong. I think the people here have enough faith to hear the truth. You know them better than I do. Especially since I've been away for so long. You came back after all this time to solve this, but it's hard to feel like we actually accomplished anything. I mean, that is a problem I have with this game. Are we any better off than we were this morning? Father Thomas won't be able to hurt anyone else. Maybe he never would have. I think you're right. We should tell them. About the saints, the Romans, all of it. I hate that doing the right thing feels so awful. I'm sorry. I am too, but I still think it's what we need to do. Then we shall tell them. Good. We should get Sister Amelie someplace warm. We can take her to my house. You'll probably have some explaining to do. A lot, I think. It's been a long time coming. I'm glad you didn't die in that fire. I am too, I think. Merry Christmas, Andreas. Merry Christmas. Oh, he's alive. Phew. Magdalene, you made it back. Andreas and Sister Amelie and I all made it back. Sister Amelie? Was she in the church? I heard a terrible din and the house shook. Is everything all right? I don't think so, but it will be. You all right, Dad? Yes, I'm sorry. Just tired. Sit by me. Tell me what happened. It started in the rat house. Well, the Rathskeller. Andreas found an old Roman message there that pointed to the Mithraeum. Huh. He's going to die while we tell him the story, isn't he? So we went into the aqueduct. The section we found must have been closed off for centuries. We found an old Roman bathhouse. We couldn't go through, so we found our way down to a level under the baths. I think Andreas said it was a hypercaust. Yeah, well, I got separated from Andreas. I was really afraid I'd lost him, that we'd both gotten lost down there. But then I heard his voice off in the distance, and I was so relieved. Dad? Are you still listening? Well, time is going back quite quickly now. Oh, wow. About Easter-ish. Wait, what are we even doing? This must be like epilogue. I know it's hard. I mean, I can only imagine how hard it is. But we will all do our best to make you feel welcome when you get here. It's strange to think this will probably be the last letter I send to you. So I'll end it with my love, Esther. Oh, is it like I'm moving to Prague? I'm assuming. Magdalene? Wait, what? Yes. I'm sorry to disturb you, but I wanted to let you know that everything is in order. Baltas has ensured that all of the financial matters will be handled. The money will be forwarded to you via the Reichspost as soon as everything is settled. I appreciate it. Please thank him for me. Thank him for everything. Of course, Mistress Druckerin. I did not know your father well, but I know that he was well regarded by everyone who spoke of him. It seems that Tassing has lost many things in one man. I'm very sorry. Thank you. Good fortune to you. What do you want me to do, game? Okay, that's not helpful for what I need to do. Do I just leave?